Hi, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do a reading for you for September 15th through the 21st. Sorry for my delay. I'm posting this a little bit later on Monday. It has been a whirlwind of landscaping activity around me this morning. I had a really lovely walk, and I'm really excited to deliver the messages to you today, for I feel like it's going to be quite profound because we are imminently at the threshold of a solar eclipse on the 21st. So I'm reading about this in particular. I actually have an excerpt from a newsletter that my dear soul sister, Fontaine, wrote a few days ago. And I was so moved. I'm like, I have to share this. I have got to share this information with the collective tuning in. So without further ado, let me read this for you. And I'm also going to call Spirit in right now because this is such a moving, eloquently written piece of material. If you can close your eyes, I would suggest you close your eyes and really receive these words, okay? Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for the collective today. All right. Dear soul family, we are standing in the hush between eclipses, a threshold where the veils are thinnest and the waters of Pisces still ripple through our souls. Deep breath, my dears. The total lunar eclipse in Pisces on September 7th has pulled old emotions, karmic memories, and collective grief to the surface, flooding us with sensitivity, melting boundaries, and asking us to surrender. In this highly sensitive portal, the currents are not meant to be controlled. They're meant to be felt. This is not a time to force clarity, but to trust the tides of unknowing. Trust the tides of unknowing. To let yourself be carried by what you cannot yet name. Ahead, the solar eclipse on September 21st, at the end of this week in Virgo, calls us toward emergence, renewal, and the seeding of a new pattern. Between these 2 points, we are suspended, neither fully in the past nor yet arrived in the future. As the eclipse light fades, you may feel raw, tender, or disoriented, as if your edges are thinning. This is the medicine of Pisces, to soften the ego's grip, to release old separations, and to remind you that you are not alone, but woven into a greater ocean of spirit. The portal between eclipses is a corridor of initiation. What has been eclipsed is clearing, and what is coming has not yet taken form. Here, sensitivity is your compass. Your task is not to armor against the waves, but to stay permeable, to let compassion and forgiveness, grace flow through you. The solar eclipse in Virgo ignites the final fated degree of the sign, the 29th, often called the anaretic degree. This degree carries the weight of culmination and the urgency of passage. It is the soul's checkpoint. If what has been worked through in Virgo's domain is aligned with evolution, it can ripen into harvest. If it is misaligned, the fabric frays and the collapse clears the ground. Here, endings and new beginnings entwine, which I've been reading about all the last pretty much 6 weeks. Disintegration opens the portal for an empowering awakening. Saturn retrograde in Pisces, also at the 29th degree, stands in opposition to the solar eclipse, casting its long shadow across the threshold. This alignment signals remnants from old karmic threads, doubts, confusions, uncertainties that have lingered through what may feel like lifetimes. They surface now, not to punish, but to be witnessed, uncovered, repaired, and ultimately healed. The eclipse becomes a forge. Potentials without true vitality fall away. Options with only a fleeting tenure dissipate. Even a brief detour from the soul's main agenda may appear, yet it too serves to clarify what carries enough life force to endure. This passage is not completed in a single breath, my friends. The work stretches forward through the first season of next year as integration, mending, and surpassing unfold. What is being dismantled now is also what clears the path for a more authentic future to take form. And hear these words deeply, my dears. Anchor in kindness, root in silence. Let your fears be offerings. Oh, she says tears, but I said fears. But I'm hearing that Tears for Fears song. Everybody wants to rule the world. and shout. Yeah, let it all out. Let it all out. The more you yield to the flow, the more clearly you will hear the whispers of the new pathway that is underway. Trust that what is dissolving is clearing space for what is destined. The invitation is simple yet profound. Rest in the sacred unknowing. Open your heart wider and allow Source to write through you the next chapter of your soul's becoming. Wow. I mean, thank you, Kristen Fontana. The link to her newsletter will be below if you want to receive these transmissions. She also has a horoscope that I read diligently and I sit with. And I thank her for being a way shower, trailblazer. If you do not know who she is, I highly recommend that you start. All right. She's been a big mentor in my life. So let's now get into some frequencies. Actually, I'm being called to, which I don't often do first. Let's do this. What are the main frequencies for the week ahead? Thank you for being here, all of you. I want to say thank you for, I am flooded with profoundly moving words of kindness every day through the channel. And I just want you to know how much I appreciate every word that you say, every act of remembrance. I just want to thank you for all of the support. Since I started this channel, I just am so grateful for the energies that you make me feel from day to day. It's heartfelt and it's sincere, and it goes both ways. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's like that Natalie Merchant song. I think it's called Thank You, and she would sing it at the end of every show. And I feel that way. Because we're all connected. There is no separation. Divine Feminine. If you have been feeling a softening, I have been feeling it too. I have been so in my Divine Feminine energy lately. So a lot of us, this is a softening to life's edges, a softening to our own edges, right? Letting the ego soften a little bit through this portal. So we have discernment and Divine Feminine coming through as the strongest forces this week. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. Yeah. Stay detached on the path, people. Okay. Anchor in inner balance. And really have compassion for everything that you're encountering moving forward this week. Try to. That's the goal on the spiritual path, to practice non-judgment and detachment from the dramas of others. And the Divine Feminine. The frequency of the Divine Feminine supports our soft, receptive, and nurturing side, facilitating our intuition and intrinsic understanding of our connection to the cosmos. Yeah. Beautiful. So sweet. So sweet. I like that. Self-love, self-care, and appreciation for other beautiful beings in your life. Let's now get a few more oracle messages, and then we'll go into the tarot. What other frequencies, Spirit? What are the messages for the week ahead? Why are we need to be discerning, but from a place of compassion, wisdom, balance, and detachment? Focus. Wow, we are really heading into Libra season with a bang, okay? This is another Libra card of focusing our thoughts on our higher awareness, our soul's evolution, right? As we unfold, as we become greater than we used to be, greater than people even expected of us. Or greater than what we expected of ourselves, even. Focus your intentions on what you say, on being patient. Being patient. This is when we really do need to surrender to the flow of life and soften. So focus. A lot of you have new ideas, right? And we need to be patient for what the seeds that we've been planting for this new cycle, as we have now crossed past the 999 portal. I'm reading a lot of these mid-September energies. I'm reading about the 999 collective cycle for your zodiac sign. And I'm sorry, Aries and Sag. I found this information by Moon Omens after I did those two. So I'm going to tell you right now that in your next reading, I will read for you. So in October, I will read for those two energies, and I will include those for the October reading for just Aries and Sag. Okay. So this 999 portal, it's a 9-year cycle. We won't have another 999 year until 2034. So we are all collectively wrapping up a 9-year karmic cycle in our karmic year here. Now we have illumination. Yeah, we're now being illuminated. The illumination of the solar eclipse. And as Kristen so eloquently put, this is when we need to be patient as we raise in our vibration and we raise in our frequency, and we hold more light, more love, and more compassion, more forgiveness, more mercy for other people on the path. I just heard a ding too. Keep your focus. And see, there's a lot of there's a big dust storm around, we'll say what is not light. Shadow, 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 shadow. What do we do as light workers? We just amplify our light, right? That's what we work on. Stay in your own lanes, okay? Literally in your own lane. And welcome the new frequencies. This gateway is bringing in very strong chariot energy, okay? This is about our own strength of will, our own empowerment. We need to stay focused, okay? Be careful with distractions, technological distractions this week. Distractions, other people, dramas, gossip, other people's whatever they're going to do. This is really just staying centered in your own frequency and really allow yourself time. I think this is a time to be returning to the mat, getting back into any kind of devotional practices, whether it's chanting, singing, dancing, meditating, yogaing, creating, crafting, doing things that bring us into the present moment. Okay. It's going to be very important, but I love this energy. So the divine feminine, there's a rising and a welcoming into this solar gateway. So we have 4, this is rebuilding new foundations. 36, the 9-year, having patience, so focusing. Then we have going into the spiritual activation in 7, in 5, and the change, right? Welcoming. It's almost like we're being welcomed and adorned, right? In a new vibrational reality. This is a higher timeline, folks. Stepping through this portal. Let's go into the tarot. I like it a lot. I'm getting like a welcoming home. Welcoming home to more of your soul flame, more of your soul's activation. Being illuminated. It's interesting too. I am very close to launching the Illuminated Collective. And it's interesting because over the weekend I was like, oh my God, it's I see, right? Seeing clearly the light in all things. Spiritual eyes. And it really is an act of re-remembering every day. Re-remembering. Getting up in the morning and realizing, oh my God, I have another day on this planet. How blessed am I that I have a roof over my head, that I have a warm bed, that I can eat wonderful, yummy foods. It's that simple. Simplify your lives. This is the illuminated path where you don't get too ahead of yourself. It's hard. We're moving forward. Look at that. We have the Hierophant coming out first. Spiritual truth, spiritual wisdom. A lot of you are teaching other people in your family lineage, in your circles. You're the wise one people go to, right? You're the one who knows what's going on. So keep sharing your light with people. Keep opening up in deeper ways, more profound ways on the path. A lot of you are stepping into spiritual teaching, okay? And you don't have to literally do that for a living. You just do it by walking out into the world and you spread love and kindness. Stay committed to your core values. Oh my gosh, we have the Hierophant and the Star. This is deep healing. Higher awareness. Evolutionary codes are being activated this week with this solar gateway. Pouring beautiful frequencies from our own souls. I feel like we're all, it's interesting. I kind of explained this to a friend the other day because something profound, a lot of you know, remember when we got the chips? And on the back of this coin, this was the mantra that came in April. Oh, I have it backwards. I'm like, up. In silence. In silent prayer, in the stillness of the mind, I find my true self. This has been sitting on my desk ever since because I felt like I find my true self when I connect with you all. And isn't that not so? When we really connect deeply, truly, authentically with other people on the path, and we see the soul, and we actually connect with that part, there's so much healing there. That's what we need more of. That's what we need to spread. I've been really deeply immersing myself in Elizabeth Gilbert's new book about All the Way to the River. And there's a part in the book where Rhea is just punk rock, hardcore chick, is at a funeral. And there is a man who is clearly in the throes of his addiction. And people are scared about what he's going to do because he's altered. And she goes straight up to him, and she would do this with people, and she would tap them on the chest, like, how you doing in there? And for a brief moment, like she found him there. And that's what I mean. We have the ability to really meet people where they are and hold so much love and compassion that it breaks them open from their own hard shells. And in that moment, she did get through to him for a second, but then his ego was too strong. And then she encouraged everybody to just safeguard their belongings. And Elizabeth later was like, thank you for protecting us. She said, I wasn't protecting everyone. I was actually protecting this man from the regret he would have for stealing on his grandmother's funeral, or at his grandmother's funeral. And I was like, oh my God, like that is true compassion and mercy. And I think we all have people in our lives that have made us feel this way, where we want to protect them and keep them from harm. And there are times where we need to do that for ourselves, to protect ourselves and keep us from harm. There's something profoundly healing and spiritual about this week. Two major arcana coming out first, the Hierophant and the Star. So these are just stories. I've just been it's really touching me deeply to hear about another story. And that's the thing. It's our stories. It's our collective pain, our collective emotions. We ride the current, all of us. Knight of Swords, I love it. Powerful movement forward on the path, my dears. In our star energy. This is the Aquarian way. This is seeing things from a higher perspective, truly, from the perspective of the soul and its healing journey. And moving forward, having a new vantage point, right? This beautiful air energy we're heading into. One more. Whatever wants to come out. Here we are. It's so true. Wow. Wow. It's just, I'm telling you, there is a collective force. It's funny. I have a dear friend in my life who I was like, you've never seen Practical Magic? I demand that we watch it this afternoon. So I've seen it so many times, and I know I talk about it a lot, but that really a movie does interplay when darkness can overcome a soul and how it can permeate our being. And how it is the strength of our connections and the light and coming together in community in the spirit, right, of source energy flowing through more than one individual that gives us strength. So I see that there's this collective wisdom on the path, right, around our own healing journey, moving forward in this beautiful victory, Knight of Swords, Six of Wands, overcoming shadow, overcoming the devil, overcoming, some of us overcoming narcissistic attachments, unhealthy habits. It's like when Spirit says, good job. This collective 9-year cycle, if you look at it as a bookend, from 2016, so many of us who have been awakening to deeper, deeper levels. Think of how much you have changed since 2016. It's unbelievable. It is truly, when I look back on who I used to be 9 years ago, it's unbelievable. I was in a codependent marriage with someone who was undiagnosed bipolar. And I was truly hostage to not living my own life. A lot of us, but I signed up for it. And that's one beautiful thing that I keep remembering, is that whoever has been the devil in your life, or whatever has been the devil in your life, have compassion. Don't cast judgment and think that it wasn't there for a greater reason. Anything you contended with over the last 9 years that you could say that was bad was actually good for you, because look at where you are now. And that is the collective cycle we're wrapping up. This is a victory. And I also feel, as a collective, we're gaining traction. All right. As a collective light body, the light is always going to prevail. We may feel like we dip down, but then we rise. And I feel like there's enough of us awakening in our consciousness on this planet where we're actually, the ego has no place when it comes to its most horrible expressions. We're rising above whatever is unhealthy. Okay? This is a victory over anything that is an obsession, a negative habit, a negative attachment, a negative story even, which is a good segue. I'm going to read something about the pain. The devil can be anything that we have a hard time releasing. And I think that Spirit is basically indicating in these cards that it's time to move past anything that is making you hold on to what you no longer... It's the old karmic threads, right? The doubt, the confusion, the uncertainties that have lingered through lifetimes. They're surfacing now to be healed, to see the greater wisdom of it all, and to rise above it and claim victory of the lessons learned. We are being welcomed in the initiation of a greater illumination as the divine feminine rises, and we have true discernment on the path. Let's read Melody Beatty, September 15th. Heal your broken heart. I lay on the cot in the bathhouse at the mineral springs. I was wrapped from head to toe in a woolen blanket. As I lay there, the blanket covering my face, I could almost feel each break line in my heart. I could feel the fractures in a way I hadn't before. I knew then that healing my heart was one of the purposes of this journey. Your heart may have been broken many times. Some breaks hurt more than others. That's the devil. It's so soft, though. If you look at the devil through the divine feminine. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Some breaks hurt more than others, but each break caused a fracture, a weakness in your ability and willingness to love, trust, and heal. Don't shut down. Don't go away. Don't tell yourself, my pain is not important. I'm stronger than that. That's just the way life is. Those are all lies we tell ourselves, lies to hide the pain of the break. The smallest betrayal unexpressed, at least to ourselves, can cause damage to our hearts. Willingness is the key. Willingness to feel all we need to feel. Willingness to heal, to love again. As we go deeper into your journey, as you go deeper into your journey, deeper into your joy, go deeper into your heart. Oh, that's what it's all for. To go deeper. To go deeper. Mend and heal all those tiny break lines, all the fractures, all the cracks. As you go deeper into joy, you will go deeper into your pain, your grief, your losses. Don't be afraid. That doesn't mean you'll return to despair or that you will live forever in grief and anguish. Take the time now to mend the break lines. Go deep within your heart to help it heal. Bury the broken dreams, release the hurts, acknowledge the betrayals, and then lightly, gently with love, rub a golden layer of forgiveness and love around your heart. Gosh, this is so... Hear this, friends. There comes a time in the journey to the heart when it is time to let it heal. The deeper we go into the healing, the freer we will be. The more we will know what we feel, and the more we will feel joy. The real magic does happen when we actually heal. All these break lines from all these hurts, these past 9 years. I want to thank you for all the healing that you're doing. Because the more we heal, the more we show other people how to heal. And they may not get it in this lifetime, but they will in the next, or maybe the one after that. I feel like there's a lot of faith coming through on the pathway of illumination, and we're being welcomed. Let's get a few oracle messages through. Spirit animal. What spirit animal wants to come through? Spirit animal tarot. And then I'm going to get a gateway of light activation. What a profoundly healing week it's going to be. Wow. 9-9. Oh my God. Talk about the end of a long karmic journey for all of us. 9-9. Ooh la la. We have the 9 of Wands and the 9 of Swords coming out. We have the gazelle and the sea lion. And look at that. We do have very similar energy here, folks. You've worked hard, and what you've created is impressive and worthy of protecting. Annoying challenges may pop up, but don't worry. You'll get through them just as you have in the past. And the 9 of Swords, sea lion. Your worries and fears aren't real. They're fueled by focusing on the negative, which gives power to that which you're afraid of. Stop worrying, let go of fear, and everything will be okay. Oh, some of you feel alone. Some of you just need to work on protecting your energy. No matter what, I feel like we are all being lovingly held by the divine, by the higher realms. It is an emotional place to be, this planet, isn't it? But we get to feel it all. Welcome it all. Wow, I feel like we need one more. 2-9, Spirit. You're not messing around this week. This is the end of a long karmic journey for all of us on the path. What's the final card here in this deck? What else do you want us to know? Oh, now look at that. We're moving from, now we move into this earth energy. We're all headed towards abundance. So we have the 8 of Pentacles. So we have the 2 9s, right? And now we're moving to the parrot and the golden retriever dog. So we have the 8 of Earth and the 10 of Earth. It's the perfect time to learn all you can by returning to school, taking a seminar, or conducting research. This is doing research on your soul's journey. Do your best work, and the law of attraction will bring you prosperity and career advancement. Yeah, a lot of us doing the work, right? 8 of Pentacles, get to work. Call in that abundance. It is there for you. I really think and feel on the other side of this portal, of this eclipse, it's allowing us all to step into the highest timeline possible, the highest reality possible. Contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure and your family's material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. Yeah, this is honoring, it's honoring every lifetime, everything that came before you. It's almost like, if you think of it, it kind of reminds me of what I believe happens when we do Passover. We have a life review. And in a way, this is kind of like a mini life review over the last 9 years. And that's why I started out with such a profound writing from Kristen, because it is a time period to really pause and reflect on your path and your journey during Virgo season. We're taking a collective pause, and we're rising above the darkness. We're rising above the fear. We're rising above the ego. And what do? We ground, right, in the highest timelines possible. And we awaken on the path. And we overcome worry, fear, doubt. And we persevere. And we keep moving forward. We keep evolving. We keep growing. Let's get a final gateway of light activation. Actually, I want to get some advice. What's the advice? What's the advice? Thank you all for being here. for all the ways you support the channel, for your beautiful words. It moves me every week, every day, being able to commune with you and feel your energies and feel your support. Ten of Pentacles again. This is what I'm talking about. This next 9-year journey. This is about your abundance. Having it all. Yes, there will be challenges ahead. But you're going to do it. You're going to do it. I believe in you. But you got to believe in yourself too. And you know, sometimes we got to start small. We got to start at the very beginning. Page of Cups, open up to the possibilities, right? Even if you're like, gosh, you know, you can think of all the things that could go wrong, 5 of Wands, or you can think of all the things that could go right, 10 of Pentacles. So your advice this week is to stay positive about what you can co-create. And don't let all your fears, doubts, and worries don't leak out energy. Stay open, right? There's so much that wants to pour in. So much light codes that want to pour in. This is about getting grounded and secure on the path in you, in your own heart coherence and softening. All right. There's actually a lot of some of you, there's apologies coming in. There's a mending coming in. There's an opening. Against all odds, some of you are finding love and really like, this is like walking into a prison and volunteering and changing the frequency of the room. I mean, there could be so many different things that you're called to do. Do it. All right. You have no idea what kind of prosperity could come your way out of it. This is life's richness. And it comes from staying open despite the naysayers, despite the negativity. Don't worry yourself with that. Okay. So your advice is to stay open to abundance, to it showing up in mysterious ways, and to see the path ahead with hope and with faith. Okay. Let's get a gateway of light activation at this time. I feel like this is a very big solar eclipse. Eclipse season always is, but this is a particularly potent one with 999. It'll be another 9 years before we feel these energies again, folks, okay? There it is. What is this one? Of course, Shambala initiation. Shambala initiations. Look at that. It's said to be a whole different dimension. Retreating to recharge, trusting in the process. Our Dharma is unfolding. This is Dharma. This is the karmic blessings. Overcoming all of the challenges and obstacles, because now it's time to be open and receptive. Let the divine feminine soften you. The divine feminine in you. Let's look at Shambala. Did I open right to it? Nope, just a few pages. There we go. Okay, I'm going to read the message. When things quiet down in your life, know that this isn't a failure, but an opportunity to retreat and recharge. In the busyness of the physical world, our spirit is often playing catch up with our body, to the point that it gets used to being overactive and overworked. When the great masters of Shambhala come to you, they are encouraging you to take time to be away from the outer world and dive into the inner world. Yeah, that's why this Hierophant star devil showed up. This is about really the amalgamation, the transmutation. What we started out with. Viewing the world from a place of inner balance and detachment. Okay? And we need time. Solo time. If you have been moving full speed ahead, this gateway encourages you to slow down and retreat. Take time to gather your energy. Spend time in meditation this week and reflection in order to gain a clearer awareness of your current situation. You will uncover many insights and gifts during this period. Realize that there is a master awakening within. This is self-mastery, you all. Whatever you're feeling called to do this week, we all are going through a profound initiation. We are softening and healing our divine feminine, where we're no longer going to be exhausting ourselves, overworking ourselves, overburdening ourselves, sitting in fear, doubt, confusion, insecurity, feeling it all, healing the fractures of the heart, and grounding in a higher timeline, in a higher reality, having felt the path of our karma and our dharma unfolding. Stay strong, stay faithful, stay connected to source this week, okay? I think there's going to be some profound shifts in everyone because of this solar eclipse, okay? And as we end this, really, I'll read this last sentence to end this again. The invitation is simple yet profound. Rest in the sacred knowing. Rest in the sacred unknowing. Open your heart wider. Because see, sometimes I think what she's trying to express here is that sometimes when things dissolve, we can't understand why until later. So there's a certain sense of wonderment that if you just stay open and curious on the path to whatever comes and you surrender, that is the most beautifully poetic way to live. You truly surrender. Whatever comes in, you thank it because it's teaching you. It is a teacher. Is it a mirror? That mirror it's a value. It's important to see it clearly as a mirror. It is a reflection of your own radiance. So this is an invitation this week to rest in the sacred unknowing. Open your heart wider and allow Source to write through you the next chapter of your soul's becoming. All right? I hope you enjoyed this message. Take care, you all. Namaste.